Hey everybody, Brian Nowak here. Do you know what I like about a good book? It takes you out of the world that you're in, and it gives you a little bit of a release for a little while. Stick with me here. Most of the time, what we're doing in our daily lives kind of sucks. I mean, no one wakes up in the morning and says, you know what I really want to do today? I really want to sit in the doctor's office. Or, you know what I really want to do today? I want to go sit in an airline terminal waiting for my flight to leave, or deal with screaming kids, or sit in the car for endless hours while we drive across country. Nobody wants to do that. So I'm going to recommend something for you all. Handy dandy, intensely portable. Yes, I am saying that what you can bring with you is a book. Sure, I can recommend my own books. But you've heard me talk about Reapoke. You've even heard me read a little bit of Reapoke, and you can still find those readings on my YouTube channel, so check them out. They're great fun. But I want to recommend something else. I just finished reading a book, and I thought it was a lot of fun. It's definitely going to be on my list of books to recommend for books that take you out of the present situation and occupy your mind for a little while. That book is The Playing Card Killer by Russel James. You can see it right here. I really, really very much enjoyed this book. It's a very fun read, and it's filled with things like misplaced police investigations, a serial killer who has a literal alter personality, um, and of course the physical embodiment of anxiety, Mr. Jitters. Entering this world, we meet Mr. Brian Sheridan. Brian has, for many years, been fed sort of this never-ending stream of pharmaceuticals by his parents and, of course, Big Pharma to keep his anxiety under control. But he decides he wants out of this drug-addled life. He doesn't like what it does to him. It it colors reality. It makes it hard to really see things for what they are. So he wants to quit cold turkey. This is a move that cost Brian very quickly someone very special to him, someone very close to him in his life. At the same time, he starts having these dreams that are sort of the nightmares, or maybe it's the waking life of what can only be imagined as a serial killer. So he starts to question his own sanity, right? He does what he thinks he's seeing these worlds, and he first of all he dismisses them as just simple nightmares, and maybe a side effect of withdrawal. But then he comes to realize that what he's seeing in his nightmares isn't just simply nightmares. He's actually seeing the murders of people in town. He's seeing life through the eyes of a serial killer. He's feeling he doesn't feel the feelings at that point, but he's going through the motions with the serial killer. So, at this point, enter a gigantic plot twist. Now, on my podcast, All Things Writing, I say very firmly, no spoilers. That is going to be the rule with the YouTube channel too. No spoilers. But there's a huge plot twist, right? But when I read a book, I am pretty much attracted to really, really good, strong characters, character-driven novels. The Playing Card Killer is one such book. Brian Sheridan and the other characters, you can feel their feelings. The detective in this story has all kinds of problems, not just personal or professional, but the investigation is sort of driving him nuts too. You come to sympathize with Brian. You come to feel their angst and their pain. You sympathize with the detective who is, in spite of his issues at the department, is trusting his gut feeling to try and solve these murders. The dialogue is truly believable. It's well placed. It's all wrapped around a very believable world as well that holds the characters together. I very much enjoyed this book, and I am pretty sure you will as well. As I hinted, this is a great book to pull you out of that reality, to pull you out of the doctor's office, to pull you out of the plane seat you're sitting in, and give you a bit of an altered sense of the world as you're sitting there. It's not a long book. It comes in at about 275 pages, which for a novel isn't terribly long. And it's printed by Flame Tree Press, by the way. Lovely cover. I love this cover. You can find it on Amazon. You can find it on Flame Tree Press's website as well. Now, I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. Let me explain why it lost a star, though. I'm being real picky here. I, being someone who writes mysteries and writes sort of the police procedural end of things, am big on evidentiary types of twists and plot twists and that sort of thing, and details in books. Unfortunately, the way some of the evidence sort of laid out for me, it was a little bit strange because it was almost too linear. It was getting the detective to solve the mystery in a very straightforward sort of way. In reality, I don't what are those things called? The clues. That's it. The clues. The clues don't come in quite as easy as all that in a real life investigation. So it lost 1 star for me there. But until the very end of the book, it was still a very solid 5. So if I were to give it be able to do such things, I'd call it a 4+, because it's actually a really good book. Very, very enjoyable. So, like I said, the on balance, I really loved The Playing Card Killer. I very much enjoyed it. I think it's very much worth a read. So, anyway, put it on your list of books to read, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. Thank you very much, and you guys have a great rest of your week.